Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today from Steadfast, also known as 316 Publishing, we have the Five Solas hardback and we have the new 2-column LSB. So let's check them out. First of all, let's start with the hardback. This has to be the absolute nicest hardback I believe I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not exaggerating. Now this is their faux leather overboard, but check out that tool work. It has like the herringbone look. It has the tool lines going on. It's got these staggered Holy Bibles stamped on the cover. Really nice deep LSB logo stamped on there. Just really beautifully done. And then when you get to the spine, of course it has the Five Solas with the herringbone, not the raised hubs, but they're just kind of stamped on there. Just looks really sharp. I actually love this thing. And then when you get to the gilding, check that out. Really nice gilding work on a hardback. That's not something you see very often, but then they even take it to another level. First, let's check out this liner. It is reinforced, but it's also paper. I do wish they would have went with a synthetic liner because hardbacks do tend to break. We will see how this one holds up over time, but when you open this, check it out. It's art gilded. Now that is something that you don't see on a lot of newer hardback Bibles. Some of the older ones, you see that, but on these new hardback Bibles, it's very unusual. And this is the 32 GSM French milled paper from Royal Youngblood. This is printed and bound by Royal Youngblood. It has your margin space here on the inside and the outside, red accents, verse by verse layout. So if you've seen the handy size single column verse by verse layout, then you pretty much know what this is all about. When you get to the New Testament, unlike some of the other ones, this is a black letter text. So I really like this. And check this out. These little 1/8 inch double-sided ribbons that are satin here, these are Beresford ribbons from London. So we have a hardback with Beresford ribbons, Royal Youngblood text block with the 32 GSM French milled paper. Art gilded with gilding, really ornate spine work, really ornate cover work. On the back, they leave it plain. I love that there's no ISBN number stamped on this thing. I always think that is a crime, but check that out. That is really sharp. Now let's move on to this new layout. Now I've got this guy out here for a reason. I'll tell you in a minute. This is the prime reference from Lockman, and this is the double column from Steadfast. Now this is the economy edition, so there's not going to be a whole lot of bells and whistles. It is decent spine work. There is no gilding. It has a single ribbon. And this is printed in Korea on 32 GSM paper. It's double column. It's not going to have any references. Just like your single column doesn't have any references, the inner column reference is out now, but I don't have a copy of that one. But as you can see, this is a pretty standard layout, something that you're used to. It's a 10-point font. I absolutely love that. This paper is nice and opaque. The reason I bring this in here is because this is also 32 GSM paper from Korea. So I cannot tell the difference, but I am thinking that this is the exact same paper. It feels the same, it looks the same. So I'm not declaring that, but I'm going to say I'm giving a pretty good educated guess here that these are both the same paper. So if you love the paper on the Prime series, you can get this inexpensive economy block and get this really nice paper. They also have these in the cowhide. They have their own premium editions, so you can buy those as well. But this is sharp. This is a sharp layout, and I actually like the fact that there are no references. It's just text. There are no accents, nothing super fancy. It's not a red letter. It's just a plain text. And when you get to the back, that's got some dot matrix paper, and that's it. No maps. Also, one thing I forgot to point out on this one is they also have dot matrix paper on the back for notes. I think there's 30-some pages in there, but there's a significant amount of pages for you to take notes. I love that they don't put lines in there, but they dot matrix them, so you can either do artwork or you can, it kind of keeps you guided where you can write in straight lines and not be all over the place. There's a lot of options that you can have with this type of paper. So Steadfast is doing some pretty good work, and I cannot wait to see their inner column reference. That one's going to be sharp. So there you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.